First, for my name is Edwin Hubble, and I'm an astronomer working to determine the distances between the Earth and galaxies. I'm also working to prove that the universe is, in fact, expanding outwards. What was my project's purpose? During the time period of my work, it was assumed that patches in the sky called nebula were located inside the Milky Way. During my research, I identified that these nebulae all contained a star that I called the Cepheid variable. This star's period of variation is dependent upon its luminosity. The light emitted by this Cepheid variable was measured on a spectrum, and using this measurement introduced by Henrietta Leavitt, I determined that the nebula were too far to be contained inside the Milky Way. During this experiment, I also observed that if a light source was moving away, then its lines on a spectrum shifted towards the red part of the spectrum. This movement was also noticed by Vesto Slipher, but he had no way to measure it. I observed this behavior occurring with the Cepheid variables, indicating that the universe is expanding. I also discovered what is now called the Hubble constant. This constant is 170 kilometers per second per light year of distance. This constant explained that galaxies further from the Earth were moving away at a faster rate than objects that are located closer to the Earth. So where did my project occur? All of my work was done at the Carnegie Institution's Mount Wilson Observatory near Pasadena, California. And this work started in 1919 and continued throughout the 1920s into the 1930s. Other significant events that were happening around the world at this time. In the 1920s, World War I had just ended, and many advancements were being made in the physics community. This included Albert Einstein's introducing his theories of special and general theories of relativity. Also work by physicists such as Niels Bohr, Arthur Holly Compton, and de Broglie, just to name a few, were providing a massive boost in science and the physics community. Other people involved in this project were my assistant, Milton Humason. He and I worked together on these red shifts, as we called them, and made these discoveries during the 1920s and 1930s. My role in the project, I was principal investigator in this project all the way through. And what was the impact on the physics community? My discoveries actually played a large role in how physicists viewed the cosmos, and also very specifically impacted the theory of general relativity introduced by Einstein, which had originally called for, been set up for an expanding universe. He had taken out the equations calling for an expanded universe due to the belief at that time that the universe was static. He, however, after my discoveries, replaced those equations and put them back into the general relativity. My experiments also provided some evidence for the Big Bang Theory, as it kind of supported the point that the universe might have exploded from one point. Some other things that I participated in during my lifetime. Before my research started in Pasadena, I served in World War I as a soldier and previously as a lawyer. And again, in World War II in the 1940s, I served as head of ballistics at the Aberdeen Proving Ground, where I was awarded a Medal of Merit. I also led in designing and construction of a 200-inch Hale telescope, and I was the first to use it in 1948.